G'day, cunts! Welcome to episode number 25 of the GreenCast, a podcast by me, Mr. GreenText, where I ramble to myself into my bedroom like a fucking madman. I haven't really been up to much this week, because I have been on set, since when? Last Friday, till yesterday. So, what's that? Fucking 6-7 days almost in a row? And those are days of, like, be on set by 8:30 or 9:30 or whatever it was. And then, get off at, like, 5 or so. I don't know. Some of them varied. Some of the call times were, like, 4 p.m., which were nice. But then you wrap at, like, 12 at midnight and stuff like that. But yeah, I've basically been doing hardly anything else but that. So I'll just give you a forewarning that this might be more on the shorter side of podcasts. Just because I just haven't fucking done anything else. It's just been go to set, drive there, drive home, because it's also in the city, so it's about an hour drive for me each way. So it's like drive there, be on set, drive back, go to gym, have a shower, go to sleep. There hasn't been much time to do stuff. Which was actually really funny. If you'd already seen my Twitter, I'm actually recording this on a Friday, because today's my day off. Well, everyone's getting a day off today, and then we've got 2 more days of filming, and then I have to start editing it. But, because I've been on set, the way I usually make videos, I've talked about this all the time, I usually make videos in batches. So I make multiple videos at once, and then schedule them to upload, so then I don't have to worry about it. Because, I don't know, I think when was it? I think the scheduled uploads that I did like a week and a half ago, the last one from that batch went live 2 days ago, so I'm like, fuck, I need to finish stuff. Thankfully, I'd already recorded some videos, I just had to edit it. So, what I did was, I have multiple laptops, and I'm not trying to flex or anything, because they're shit laptops. One of them was the laptop I was given to when I went to high school, through some fucking government program, and then you end up paying for it anyway. The other one was just like my personal laptop that I got in 2012. So the school laptop is pretty garbo, so I'm like, hey, I'm sure because the 2012 laptop, it's basically a Netflix machine, and by Netflix I mean totally legal movies, which is ironic because I work in the industry now. Yeah, it had been slow, been a bastard, so I did a factory reset on it, reinstalled Windows on it, and it's running like a dream now, so I'm like, cool. Installed Premiere, installed Photoshop, and I'm like, I'm gonna work on some green takes on set. Because when you're on set, like, with these, like, I mean, like, granted, these aren't really big productions by any means, we're all still, recent graduates, still students, but it can take, like, an hour or two, maybe even 3 hours to, like, properly light a set, for example, and to get everything sorted, get makeup done, get camera sorted, making sure the director does blocking with the actors, which means, for people that don't really know, is basically where the actor is going to be when they deliver certain things, what they're going to be doing during the scene, like hand actions and other actions, and, just so they can hit their marks and whatnot, and so you can be consistent, and so then camera can, have their focus marks, so they can keep the character or whatever the hell else in focus. So yeah, that could take a fucking while, and as much as I like being on sets, it's not really the sort of thing that I want to really get into in the industry. Like, majority of the stuff that I do, I enjoy editing a film, which is, completely the opposite of to being on set. But because I'm the editor and we're short on people, you end up just going as being like a runner. As well, I was actually being data wrangler and continuity as well for a lot of the days. Which, data wrangling is the actual official term. It's basically someone that literally gets all the footage and everything, and wrangles her up and copies it to all the hard drives and stuff, which I did make a recent purchase for myself. It wasn't cheap, it was like $60-70 for a decent USB hub. Because when you have, like, we also shot in 4K, so a lot of the footage was, like, pretty fucking high in space, I think. Yeah, space. Like, for example, I've almost filled a terabyte hard drive with just footage almost at this point, which is fucking insane. And that's not even... I'll go into other shit that I just have to fucking deal with. But, yeah, data wrangling, yeah, USB hub. Because it's all that, you want backups of your stuff, obviously, because you don't want to fucking lose a day's work, which is ironic, because, you know, data wrangling and all that sort of stuff is the last thing on everyone's mind. So it's actually probably one of the most fucking important jobs, and it always just gets like, you know, you just do it. So it's just like, you know, I know you want to get someone that knows what they're doing. I'm not trying to sound up myself, but, you know, I've done it enough to know what I'm doing and to make backups of shit. So when you've got that and you've got laptops, you know, if you want to plug in your SD card from the camera, your SD card for the sound, your external hard drives, most laptops aren't going to have enough USB slots. So I've had to purchase myself a USB hub. I've bought 3 so far. The first one was just like a little 4-slot USB hub that you just plug in. What I didn't realize was with external hard drives that just plug directly in, they also gain power or get their power from the USB port. The problem is, with the USB hub, it distributes the power between each port on the hub. So when you're plugging in a normal USB, of course it doesn't really need that much power to actually power it. But if you have an external hard drive that has a bunch of moving parts to be able to read and write to it, trying to jerry-rig one port to distribute between like 5 or 6 different ports just isn't going to work, and it just wouldn't power it, and I didn't realize it till I bought it, so I'm like, fucking damn it. So I bought another hub for like 20 or 30 bucks, was powered. So this one had a port on the side where you could plug in an AC power, and then plug it directly into the wall, as well as then plugging from there to the USB. So I'm like, fucking sweet, it's powered. Wouldn't read one out of 2 hard drives I had, so I'm like, well, this is shit. Either my hard drive is shit the bed, or something's fucking happening with this hub. Tested it with a bunch of other computers and cables. Hard drives are fine. Turns out it was a really fucking dodge hub, so I'm like, well, fuck. Got a refund from it, and then I'm like, I did some research, and then I found a really nice one that was like 60, 70 bucks. Works perfectly, so it's great. I can have like 5 things plugged into it. Works fine. 100 megabyte transfer speeds, so, you know, something's like a good couple gig. It doesn't take that long. I had like 30 gigabytes worth of footage yesterday that I had to copy, and it took like 5 minutes, maybe if that. Which is fucking amazing. Eventually I would like to get gigabyte speeds, but, you know, that's a little out of my price range, even for me, making all this fucking YouTube money. So yeah, that was that. But yeah, when you have like I was saying, with downtimes on sets, going back to that, because they always take so long, and I have my laptop with me. So I'm like, oh yeah, fucking sweet. Plugged my hub in, and plugged in my hard drive, my external hard drive that I copied all of my assets and everything that I edit my videos with, all my music and everything else. Yeah, my 2012 laptop just wouldn't read my hard drive, and I'm like, fuck. If my hard drive's, like, you know, not working, that I'm fucked. I can't copy today's footage, so I was freaking out for a second. And then, before that, I was just using the director's laptop to data wrangle, because obviously my laptops are so old, they don't have USB 3.0, which they need to be able to copy at, like, decent speeds. 2.0 just doesn't copy it. It does copy, it just doesn't, what's the word I'm looking for? Just doesn't compare, I guess, to 3.0. Well, obviously it doesn't, but it's just, you know, not recommended. There you go. It's not recommended with you got like tens, maybe even hundreds of gigabytes worth of footage you have to copy, like, constantly back and forth between places. So yeah, I was using his laptop, so I went and plugged the hard drives into his laptop again. Worked fine, and I'm like, okay, cool. My laptop's just been a cunt. So I installed all my programs on the fucking laptop. Turned out it wouldn't work. thankfully the director already had the latest version of Premiere in Photoshop, so like I was just editing all of the GreenCast videos on his laptop as well, which is hilarious. But the funny thing is because like, you know, I do all the stories I've like, they're fucking weird, especially even the names and everything. I have this, my search history trying to do thumbnails is always fucking hilarious, because I'm typing in, like, I like to see how specific I can get with stock images, for example. What's a good one? I don't know. Oh, so, like, sometimes I just like to get, like, the Dodge costumes that people sell that are, like, officially licensed somehow, like that weird Bob Ross costume, when it's just like, what do you mean costume? It's just a fucking dress shirt and jeans and a fucking afro, and you're selling that as a fucking kit, and it looks so fucking dodgy. You look like a fucking pedophile. And so, spoilers for next week, or whenever the fuck it's going up, there's one with a dude that gets his dick sucked by a fish, and I'm like, what the fuck do I call this? Well, more specifically, what the fuck do I put in the thumbnail, because I didn't feel like looking up a cock on his goddamn, on his computer and then photoshopping and censoring that. So I'm like, what do I do? So I just type in sexy fish. And then, just, doing what I do and just clickbaiting with, like, some hot chick in, like, some weird, like, sexy outfit of a thing. So I got a sexy girl in a fish costume. So, I could have clickbaited it with a mermaid. Fuck. Too late now. It's already done and up. I can't be fucked. Yeah, so I've just said to him, just like, hey, if you look through your history, just ignore all the fucking weird stuff I've been searching. He's like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, oh, I'm editing some stuff, some YouTube videos. And he's like, oh, okay then, well, fucking A. So yeah, that was fucking hilarious. And then, rendering and just using the fucking internet that was there, because we just rented an Airbnb that we're shooting at the moment. Has a pinball machine there too, which is really fucking fun. Like a Doctor Who pinball machine. Between breaks when people aren't shooting, obviously, because those fucking things make a shit ton of noise. It's just been good fun to fucking hit that pinball, I guess. I don't know what the fucking... I don't know, I was trying to come up with slang, and then I just had no idea where the fuck I was going with it, to be honest. But yeah, that was fucking... That... I don't know what to say about that, to be honest. Apart from, yeah, the film's a bit weird. And it's also really fucking long. I think I've talked about this too. It's going to be 45 minutes. So, I don't know what to call it, because I think I can call... Someone said, like, maybe a featurette. Because 45 minutes, that's not a short film, but that's also not a feature film. Because, like, features typically, like, 190 minutes, which is an hour and a half. Which this isn't an hour and a half, and, it's obviously short. But someone said featurette, and I think that's a pretty good way to describe it, so... But this is going to be the longest thing that I've ever edited by far. Like, the longest before that, I think, was the last film that I did. My grad film, the zombie one. That was, I think, 13 or 14 minutes. So, yeah, a little bit of a fucking step up. But the thing about this is that, I'm really gonna have to, like, nut out, like, a strategy to edit it. Like, I'm obviously gonna have to edit it in chunks and segments, and rewatch it like that. Because with the 12 or, like, 13-minute film, it's just like, I'll just watch the entire thing and just see, like, maybe this part doesn't work. But 45 minutes, that's a fucking commitment, dude. Like, obviously I'm gonna have to watch, like, that through a couple times, but... Fucking hell, dude, that's just 45 minutes you just lose just trying to watch the entire thing. So I'm obviously gonna have to break it down into, like, multiple scenes at once and stuff like that. But yeah, it's gonna be a fucking challenge. And then especially since it is 4K, I do have a decent rig. I just recently upgraded a bunch of my shit. I obviously have a 1080 in there now. Could probably upgrade my CPU, but it's doing okay, I guess. I've got 32 gigabytes of RAM now, which is fucking a godsend. And I think I fucking needed it, and I will need it to edit this. But, because there's just so much at this point, any computer will fucking start to feel it. So I'm gonna have to do what's called proxy the footage. And what that basically does, or means, is that I'm gonna have to render every single shot in a lower resolution, and then edit with the lower resolution file. And in Premiere, which I'm editing with, there's actually a switch that you can hit called toggle proxies, and you can switch between the lower resolution footage, which you can edit with, which your computer obviously will handle a lot better than the 4K footage. And then if you want to render it in 4K and everything else like that, you can just hit toggle proxies, and then you've got the full original resolution of the footage. So that's gonna fucking take a while too, and obviously this is gonna take up hard drive space. So we're gonna have to get a fucking 4TB external hard drive, because I've almost filled, like I said, my terabyte external hard drive with just the footage. And I think the first 3 or 4 days, we had like 300 gigabytes of footage, and then the rendered proxies were another 50 gigabytes. So it's gonna take a fucking while just to even like deal with that, and even just like sorting all the footage. It's gonna fucking do my head in, but it's also, you know, something good to work on, and, you know, edit something that isn't fucking green text. It's always fucking good, because yeah, it does drive me a bit mad. It's not exactly creatively fulfilling. But yeah, other film stuff. I went to another screening of a short film that I had a part in, which is really funny because this one cinema in the city, I guess, is really, you know, I guess cheap because it is independent. It's the 3rd week in a row that I've gone to the specific cinema for a short film screening that I've been like a part of in some way. The first week was that horror short film that I finished editing a month or 2 ago. The week after that, last week, was for a fundraiser short film screening of one of my friends from university and their short film. And then this week was one of the government-funded short films that I managed to get on because my old lecturer tagged me on a fucking post on Facebook that the director posted up, said he was looking for crew. And yeah, and that's where I met the guy who worked on Thor and everything else too. So yeah, that worked out pretty well for me. But yeah, I had that last night, and I caught up with some of the crew that I met on set and everything. And man, the fucking film was so fucking cool, dude. I think I mentioned it before, but this one, it's another horror. I think it's like more of like even like a horror, like slasher thriller, I'd say. Because, like, the whole premise of the thing is, like, a girl gets bullied on a bus. She falls asleep, the bus goes to the bus yard, and then she gets, like, stalked by this monster. And then while we're on set, they had a couple special effects, and monster guys come in, and they had, like, a guy in a suit and, like, a full latex costume with, like, you know, this goo and shit. And the monster looked real fucking good. And it was just so cool seeing, like, this physical monster, like, on set and everything else. But it looks so fucking good on film too, dude. Oh, I mean, I don't know what else to say, but yeah, it was just real fucking cool, and this is definitely the sort of shit that I want to try and get into. The production designer who I was like literally just talking about, he's seen some of the stuff that I've done with like 3D prints and everything, and you know, I'm trying to buddy up with him because he seems to like my work and everything else too. So we'll see where that fucking goes, I guess. But I'm just surprised on the turnaround that they had for this. I mean, obviously they got the government money and everything else, so they can afford to like make this their job. But we filmed end of July, I believe it was. Yeah, end of July, and it's start of September. So what's that, like a month? Yeah? August, July. Yeah, it's like a month. Oh no, month and a bit. Am I retarded? Wait. July, August. Yeah, about a month and a bit. Month and a half. Let's round it up to a month and a half. Yeah. Yeah, so a month and a half they fucking edited the film. It was another short. It was probably around the same sort of length, about 12-13 minutes. Yeah, don't know what else to say. Apparently they've already started to submit it around some short film festivals around the world. They said they've already got one lined up for Spain. And then it's also going to be premiering at this fucking short film festival in Hollywood, apparently, in LA. So I'm like, fucking okay. So that'll be interesting to see my fucking name pop up there and everything. So yeah, I think I'm really starting to get my fucking foot in the door with with this sort of shit. And yeah. Oh, fucking hey. Oh, I need another fucking sip of me water. Oh, that was another thing I'll fucking talk about as well. I got fucking scammed on PayPal, dude. Probably more so through Instagram, but yeah, I got scammed through Instagram. So basically, all the time, if you're scrolling through Instagram and stuff, they'll have like this weird sponsored post where they're selling like some random thing because it's been listening to your conversations and everything. And so it recommends you stuff based on that. And for some reason, for like a month, I was getting these like lightsaber sale posts, advertising posts, and they looked real fucking nice. And it wasn't actually. Granted, I was skeptical about it, and it had like $35 and free shipping worldwide. And I'm like, that sounds too good to be true. And it said it was metal, and I'm like, And I'm pretty sure. The thing that I was skeptical about was that the one that they said, like, there wasn't any option to choose a particular style, but the pictures that they had advertising it, they had Anakin's / Luke's lightsaber. Oh no, they had Anakin's lightsaber, and then they had Luke's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. And so I'm like, could we just pick the draw? I don't mind. Metal lightsaber over either one of them. Probably just some Chinese knockoff of it, but I don't care. Sounds pretty cool. And then they head down the bottom, just like, PayPal protection, whatever the fuck. Because whenever you buy shit through PayPal, you automatically get, like, customer fucking protection or whatever the shit. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll do it. So I did it. Got no email confirmation or anything. Like 2 weeks went past. I'm like, no tracking number, nothing. Just says you sent payment to this, and I'm like, did I get scammed? What the fuck is going on? Literally no attempt to contact me saying that, hey, we sent out your item or anything like that. And honestly, I'd like forgotten about it for a bit until like a month later, a package showed up, and let me just put in a picture of what actually arrived. I'll put in a picture first of what was advertised. I'm gonna see if I can track down like someone screenshotting this Instagram ad. So here it is here, and now here's motherfucker. Here's what actually arrived in the mail. Yeah, this motherfucker goddamn sent me some fucking $2 market store fucking piece of shit plastic toy that just says like lightsaber toy. And I'm like, you fucking bastard. So yeah, immediately I jumped on PayPal and requested a refund and put it under what was it? Like, item was significantly different than what was originally described, I think, was when I put it under. And so I did that. And I'm like, alright, cool, I should get my money back. And then until I saw that it said, apparently PayPal gives the seller 30 fucking days to respond. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? So already I'd waited a month for this thing to fucking show up. And now I've got to wait another fucking month for fucking PayPal to give this cunt a chance to explain himself. So of course it goes past, the cunt doesn't fucking respond. And I can escalate it through PayPal. And I'm like, hey guys, I got scammed through Instagram. The guys obviously isn't going to fucking respond because he knows it's a scam. I can't link the original store because obviously, again, it's a scam. And they've already long since moved on and I can't even find any traces of them anymore. Please help because, they're obviously not going to respond. So then it goes under review. And I'm like, finally, an actual person's gonna fucking look at this. And then I look out, under review could take 1 to 4 weeks. So I'm like, So already I gotta wait potentially another fucking month to get it fucking reviewed. And so, while it's under review, I'm like, whatever, fucking hell, he isn't going to respond anyway. I forget about it again. Until I go to check, like, my emails. Oh no, I check my PayPal, and it's like, hey, you have, unread messages. And it turns out, a day before the turnover, where someone was actually going to look at it, apparently, the seller responded and requested that they send it back to them. And PayPal also requested some extra information, apparently, to prove that, I wasn't, like, scamming them. And because the only way that they'd contact me was through my email, and it's also my email that I don't check because it just constantly gets notifications. It's literally impossible to fucking search through anything in that fucking shit show. They didn't send me texts, I didn't get push notifications that, like, anything had gone through. So naturally I missed that, and then apparently it ruled in their favor. And so fucking 3 months after being scammed, PayPal's like, nah, the buyer didn't respond this time. Even after fucking 2 months of him not responding, and me sending multiple things saying, hey, I got scammed, please help, like, multiple times. All the fucking seller had to do was say, hey, send it back to me. And then PayPal's like, cool, he has a fucking week to respond, or else you're fucked. And I'm like, I got so fucking mad, dude. I promptly fucking emailed PayPal, just being like, hey guys, what the hell is this? I got scammed. Why are you, like, ruling in their favor? And I'm like, why? Trying to advertise buyer protection? And I was like, you expected me to wait like 3 months for this goddamn thing to go through? And then PayPal responded. And you know what they fucking said? Hey, if you use that sort of language, we're not going to deal with you. And I'm like, I had to leave the computer, dude. I was fucking actually fuming, cunt. Like, it pisses me the fuck off. Because obviously this cunt's done it a million times. There's obviously his fucking business strategy is to scam people. Because he knows that he can fuck around with PayPal for like 3 months, and then people obviously fucking forget about it in that time. And like $35 is like $40 Australian, or probably like $43 Australian or something like that. So it's just like, cool, I'm just fucked out of $40 now at this point, because PayPal's a fucking cunt and don't know how to respond. So I responded back just saying, hey, just please give me a fucking phone number so I can talk to an actual person, because this is ridiculous, please. So yeah, and that, between me sending them saying that, hey, why the hell did you rule in there? That still took them like a week. So now I gotta fucking wait like another week to get like a fucking phone number. And I'm just ready to fucking punch a cunt, because I'm so fucking mad, dude. Fucking hell. I need another drink of water. Fucks me off, dude. Fucking people are cunts. Speaking of cunts, let's just get into the most artistic part of the podcast, eh? And that is, of course, where you can send any questions, comments, fucking stories, life advice, or any of that sort of shit my way for the podcast. To do that, you can either email me at mrgreentext@gmail.com, that's Mr. Greentext with an S on the end of that, or you can comment on the community tab, which will inevitably go up sometime next week, probably like within a 24-hour time frame of me actually recording the podcast, because I usually forget until I'm about to record it, and I'm like, I need questions, fuck. So let me just bring on my emails. I don't think I got any emails this week that were worth reading. It was just more shit just been like, hey, we educated this video, fuck you. And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't even really that bad of a video, you bastard. Let's see. Nope. Alright, so let's go through the community tab, hey? Sort by oldest first. Somebody asked, what are your 5 favorite shows? Man, fucking, I looked at this and I thought about it for like a total of 30 seconds. And then I just, like, blanked. So it's hard to, like, pick 3 favorite shows off the top of my head. It's probably more so just stuff that I'm probably watching at the minute. But, like, I guess, like, favorite shows, probably obviously Game of Thrones. obviously real good. Fuck. What else? What was just like other good TV that I'm watching? I'm really enjoying. I talked about it last week. Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams, which is just like a Black Mirror-esque show, where it's just like it adapts Philip K. Dick's short stories. The only problem with the show is that it like all of the endings are ambiguous and just leave a bunch of shit open, and they kind of end abruptly a lot of the time, which is kind of unsatisfying. As like a standalone piece, but whatever. I'm a sucker for a lot of the fucking CW shows, to be honest. Apart from Supergirl, I fell off. That just became pretty fucking garbage. I just couldn't stand it anymore. And I'm like, I don't have to watch this. Why am I forcing myself to watch this? Fuck, I can't think of anything else at the top of my head. Legion is also really good. I recently watched that not too long ago, season 2 of that. Like a weird fucking experimental superhero show. That was really fucking cool. Fuck, what else? I don't know, I can't think of anything else at the top of my head. Persian Yank asks, what do you think of T-Series overtaking PewDiePie? I hope it happens, we need a new number 1. So, I only recently just started watching PewDiePie again, because like, I don't know, I watched him in like the old days when he'd do like his Amnesia playthroughs, and then I stopped watching him for some reason. Can't really remember at this point. But a lot of the real like the meme reviews, I'm like, whatever, fucking, I enjoy that sort of content. But the thing that's really like, I don't want them to surpass T-Series, because I don't understand how it even became a fucking well, I mean, actually looking at it, does kind of a little bit make sense. So fucking T-Series, like, they have 60 million subscribers, right? But you look at all of their videos, like I'm looking at the channel literally right now. So they post multiple videos a day, obviously by looking at it. So they posted about 3 videos today. The most recent video has 50 views, and that was 5 minutes ago. This kind of 60 million subscribers. I get more views in 5 minutes than they do. That shouldn't be possible. But, oh wait, no, I just refreshed it, and now it says 629, I can't read. But even just looking at all the numbers of stuff, 168,000 views, 105,000 views. Like, just looking at the last week's worth of content, nothing's even broken 1 million. Yeah, last week's worth of content, nothing's broken 1 million. But they have 60 fucking million subscribers, cunt. And they're not even that old of a channel. If I open up Social Blade, you give me a fucking second. T-Series. When were they made? 2015. So, 2015. It's like what's that, 3-year-old channel? What's that, 10th? Yeah, it's almost probably coming up to 3 years next month. A 3-year-old channel has 60 fucking million views? Are you serious? 60 million subscribers, sorry. But looking at them, they also have 12,000 videos. Okay, let me bring up PewDiePie so I can contrast it. Open PewDiePie. Let's see. When was his channel made? Wait, is that just like when the progression is? Wait. Oh wait, no, it says user created. Oh wait, no. Whoa, it's a lot older than I thought. Oh, it's actually, it's older than PewDiePie. What the fuck? Sorry, scratch all that. I'm just retarded, and I went to look down at the graph. Oh, but that doesn't even make sense. Yeah, but like, so PewDiePie made his channel in 2010. T-Series made the channel in 2006. They must have been one of the first fucking like YouTube channels. But fucking Jesus Christ, looking at their views, 2.1 billion views in the last month. That's fucking insane. Like, it's literally just come out of nowhere. Or it's just like, people just not been paying attention. I don't fucking know. But like, no, yeah, it is. They've fucking come out of nowhere. Like, I'm looking at their channel right now. 2017, they were averaging about 1 million views a month. And then it starts to go up to about 2 million by the end of that year. And then this year, they're averaging about 3 to 4 million. They're almost... the last month, they've gotten fucking... daily averages. Subscribers. They average 145,000 subscribers a day. Who's fucking watching this shit? PewDiePie's averaging 30,000 subscribers a day. Why? How is this fucking possible? Like, yeah, sure, it's a weird fucking Indian channel that, like... India's like well over 1 billion people, but like... What the I don't fucking understand. Plus, it's just like... If T-Series becomes the most popular thing on YouTube... Like, fucking... the whole, like, YouTube thing is, like, it's more of... I like PewDiePie more because he's a personality. Whereas if it's, like, T-Series... It's like, what the fuck's YouTube gonna do if it takes #1? They're not gonna fucking give them, like, a... What are they gonna do? Give them a Ruby fucking T-Series thing? No, of course fucking not. They don't have a relationship with YouTube. Well, I mean, they probably do, because they make them a fucking shit ton of money. But, like... I don't fucking get it, dude. Fucking look at this shit, cunt. Average daily views. 97 million views on average day. That's... You can't even fucking imagine that. That's like small countries. That's a fourth of my country's population. Watching the fucking videos every day. That's insane. Oh. Yes, I hope they don't fucking surpass him. But they probably are going to surpass him at this point. Probably within the next couple of months. They're going to fucking surpass him at this fucking rate. They're averaging fucking... See, the last 30 days they've gotten 4.3 million subscribers. What are they at? 60? Almost 61? PewDiePie's at 65, almost 66. 2 months, he's probably fucking surpassed. And it's just like, what's YouTube gonna do? If anything. And, it's fucking annoying, because you look at the most popular YouTube channels, and the majority of them are fucking, like, the Vivo shit, and just, like, music channels. Rather than, like, everything else. Man, that put me on a fucking rant. LMG Mounted and Loaded says, will you do any more X stories? Yeah, probably. I mean, yes, yeah. I just gotta find them, is the only fucking thing, I guess. I do enjoy doing them, it's just, I just gotta fucking find decent ones. On the last batch there wasn't any, because I didn't fucking have any in hand. Yeah, that's the long or the short of it. Gormotti Driver, I think I got that, asks, have you ever played Super Smash Bros, my guy? Yes, I have. I don't actually own a Wii U or anything, or any other real Nintendo consoles. Well, I do own a DS, I just haven't touched it in, like, 6 years or so. Yeah, it's all just, like, playing, at, other people's houses and whatever the fuck. I mean, Little Mac is usually my go-to. But, yeah. I don't know, I'm not gonna get Smash Bros. Ultimate, probably, because I don't own a fucking Switch, and I probably won't get a Switch, because, I don't know, it's not for me. Adolf Schittler, fucking A, says, recently upgraded to MBN. Dial-up was faster, fucking Telstra. Live on outskirts, fucking, your grammar and just, your spelling just makes me cry. Live on outskirts of Brisbane, farmland. My question for you, my good sir, is how is the NBN closer to the city, and have you had to deal with dial-up? Yeah, so I live about an hour away from the city in like the northern suburbs of Brisbane. So I was supposed to be getting NBN within the next couple months. Don't know what providers we're gonna get. Don't know what speeds we're gonna get. I don't know if they're gonna rip up the copper lines here and replace it, because they've been doing it some places and not others. It's a fucking literal luck of the draw and lucky dip at this fucking point. Yeah, so I don't really fucking know, dude. Dial-up, the only time I had to deal with dial-up was when, in like my early childhood, or like my childhood, when, you know, the only internet you had on the house was like your parents' computer, and fucking this will date me a bit. Basically, we had like a couple of gigabytes of data that we could use a month, and so we had this fucking app. This piece of software on the computer that would tell you how many megabytes you could use. And I have memories of coming home from school where I had an allocated 10 megabyte daily use of things that I could do. And so I'd go on Miniclip and I could load maybe 2 to 3 games max. And that would be my 10 megabyte usage for the day. It's so fucking, like, you look back on it and just like, Jesus Christ, 10 megabytes a day. Like, what do you fucking do with 10 megabytes a day, like, now? Just like, you watch a video for a second and it's like, oh, there it goes. You fucking loaded web page wrong and it's like, ah, cool, this auto-played a video, now I'm fucked. But yeah, that was just like my life back then. And I remember there was a point where it's just like, I had like an iPod, and my friend had unlimited, I think, data. And so he lived about 50 minutes up the road from me, and he also lived opposite a park. And so what I'd do sometimes is I would go to the park, but then also go up to the fence behind his house, connect to his internet, and fucking download games onto my iPod, because I just couldn't do it at home. Because Mum could obviously see, like, oh yeah, you've used fucking extra data, dude, you're fucked. And even, like, then, like, the download speeds were just absolute, like, garbage, and, like, hundreds of kilobytes. That's fucking it. I think I'm actually going to call it there for this week's episode of the poddy. This week's secret phrase, will be, let's make it internet. What sort of internet speeds do you have? How much can you shit on my internet? What's your internet speeds? What speeds do you wish you had? Yeah, I don't fucking know what else to say. Yeah, but let me know that you listen to the entirety of this podcast, or one of those cunts that skips through the end to listen to it, to hear the phrase. Include the word internet, so I know that you fucking listen to it. And if you have any questions, comments, life advice, any stories you want to tell me, and you don't want to have to use the GreenText format, you can email me at mrgreentext@gmail.com, or you can come out in the community tab that go up sometime next week. And I will catch you later, you bunch of cunts.